Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truth.org. Today is July 31st of 2026. So in roughly 4 hours, the clock is going to strike midnight in Switzerland, where it will officially become the Swiss National Day of August 1st of 2026. And this is important because the CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to execute one or more horrific blood sacrifices in an esoteric blood sacrifice offering to the state of Switzerland and the god of Shiva, which they worship. This notion is corroborated by the fact that there is a massive statue of Shiva outside of CIA headquarters at CERN in Geneva, Switzerland. And we have to remember that Shiva is the god of destruction, and it is a Hindu goddess which the Zionist establishment that is infesting Switzerland worships, and therefore we can expect one or more celebrities, cities, or countries to be destroyed on this respective numerology of August 1st of 2026. Before I get into the potential scenarios, it's imperative to note here that Switzerland was home to the first ever Zionist Congress at the Stadt Casino in Basel, Switzerland, back on August 29th to the 31st of 1897. So Switzerland is essentially the birthplace of Zionism, and that is because it is home to the CIA, whose political ideology is Zionism. This notion is corroborated by the fact that the first World Jewish Congress was founded in Geneva, Switzerland, a few years later on August 8th of 1936. And they held their first planetary assembly of the World Jewish Congress in Geneva, Switzerland. So we have Basel, Switzerland, which is on the border with Germany, and then we have Geneva, Switzerland, which is on the border with France. And that is why this date of August 1st, which is basically the July 4th of Switzerland, this is why blood sacrifices of horrific nature are expected, because Switzerland is the first Jewish state founded August 1st, circa August 1st of 1309. So they will likely have the second Jewish state, which is called the Jewish Autonomous Oblast. It's in the far east of the Russian Federation, which has command and control over Moscow. And/or the third Jewish state of Israel, founded May 14th, 1948. They will have those respective entities execute horrific blood sacrifices, and so we can expect some sort of earth-changing DEFCON level event in the next 24 to 36 hours. The reason why I mentioned the time in Switzerland is because in about 4.5 hours it's going to be midnight in Switzerland. So the beginning of August 1st is going to start. And so while it is July 31st in the United States, it will be August 1st in Switzerland. And so attacks are expected in the United States on the date of July 31st, going into August 1st. I'm going to briefly outline the most likely events. We should start with U.S. President Donald J. Trump. I have identified two particular assassination scenarios for the date of July 31st. One is a Alex Jones, Nick Fuentes incited neo-Nazi-based sniper attack targeting the president while at Camp David or traveling from Camp David to Trump National Bedminster Golf Course in Bedminster, New Jersey. Another one is for a Russian bunker buster bombing attack targeting the White House or the Trump National Golf Course in New Jersey. Other scenarios are a 9/11 style kamikaze attack with a weaponized airborne biological contagion kind of a Joe Stack IRS type attack with a small plane, or a 9/11 style CBRN kamikaze suicide bombing attack. The other scenarios which are in play is some sort of an ICBM or space launch vehicle strike by the likes of China, Iran, Pakistan, North Korea, Russia. But the most likely scenario is that the CIA takes the two major wars which are currently ongoing. So we have the ongoing Iran war between the United States and Iran, and then we have the Russo-Ukrainian war between Russia and Ukraine, and that the CIA escalates those to a nuclear level. And that's what I'm expecting. We have to remember that the film Oppenheimer, which came out a couple years ago, it has a Swiss flag in there. So this means that a nuclear event is in fact expected on this numerology. Likely going to take place on July 31st or the morning of August 1st. This is about a Jewish scientist named, I forget his first name, but his last name is Oppenheimer. And so some sort of major nuclear event somewhere around the world in a blood sacrifice offering up to the first Jewish state of Switzerland on their national day, the day of their creation of August 1st, is expected. What is also expected is a biological outbreak. We have to remember that Switzerland is home to the World Health Organization. They're also home to the Red Cross and the United Nations, three integral parts of a global pandemic. And so it's in their best interest to stage a pandemic, basically to lock everything down and to basically choke out the economies of the United States and other nations. And so some sort of biological outbreak. We're going with the Ebola and the smallpox at this point, because there's an ongoing Ebola outbreak in the Sudan and the Congo right now. And so what they want to do is export this to a first world country. And then they want to lock everything down. They want to run the COVID playbook. And then, of course, smallpox, which is... I just published a report for an outbreak today, which would be in Haiti. This is where the United Nations previously poisoned the water supply with cholera. So they're likely going to target a third world nation with a smallpox outbreak, saying that they didn't have enough smallpox vaccines. And then, of course, that particular outbreak will be transported to first world countries via airplane or ship. And that is what is planned. That being said, some sort of apocalyptic, earth-changing natural disaster, such as an asteroid, comet, or a meteor strike, or some sort of alien disclosure event, is also a possibility. I'm not going to get into all the other scenarios but essentially an act of war, a DEFCON level terror attack, a biological outbreak, or some sort of earth-changing so-called natural disaster, or space-based disclosure event, alien disclosure event, are expected. Essentially, every single scenario that is in the Illuminati card game of 1989 is expected. They're going to basically stage some sort of event. But like I said at the beginning of this video, the most likely scenario is that Donald J. Trump is decapitated as the President of the United States. He is going to be traveling, as I previously mentioned, from Camp David to New Bedford, New Jersey, or Bedminster, New Jersey, I should say. And so I'm not sure if he's flying, I believe he's flying Marine One. And so some sort of an event where Marine One goes down is expected. This will likely be blamed on China, Iran, or Russia, or they would claim that some sort of a flock of seagulls or a lightning strike or some sort of natural event happened. But what we have to remember is August 1st, 81 or 18. This is the numerology involved here. This is In Egyptian mythology, it's the god of Ra, so we can expect some sort of Ra event, some sort of horrific event happening. There's also the possibility that the CIA is going to target one or more celebrities, but some sort of major event is expected in the next few hours leading up, because it's already going to be August 1st in Switzerland. So I'm trying to cover my bases here is basically from midnight Central European Standard Time, when the clock strikes midnight in Switzerland, to when August 1st ends in the United States, and that would be Hawaiian time, August 1st, the evening of August 1st. So this is a red alert. This is Switzerland. This is how we know. This video will prove, without a shadow of a doubt, this is how we know that the CIA is in Switzerland when they offer blood sacrifices to their creation. And we have to remember that the country of Switzerland is in the shape, the actual shape of it is in the shape of Shiva, with all of her different hands. That is, if you look at Switzerland, that's how it is. It has like all these different hands, and it even has the sharp blade that Shiva carries. It's the complete outline. I believe it's Schaffhausen to the north of Switzerland. So the entire state of Switzerland is Shiva. That is why they worship Shiva, because the Shi, I'm just gonna show you here how this works. If I can find a clean slate here. Here we have the letter C. This is previously the letter C. This is on the Dan Brown's The Lost Symbol. This is what you would have on police and military uniforms. This is for kill. This is an acronym for kill. Plus V, so she, C, V, Shiva. And then you have this symbol, which is the beginning of a hexagram, and then we have the Star of David, which is found on the Jewish flag of the state of Israel. So this is also how we know that Switzerland is the first Jewish state. That is why they worship the god of Shiva. That's why it's outside of CIA headquarters, and that is why they will, in fact, offer blood sacrifices to this god of Switzerland, because Switzerland is basically the only place in the world that is free from terrorism, economic what's the right word? Depression, from genocide, from war, from terrorism, and that is because it's the center of the storm of the world, because anything and everything that matters, as previously mentioned, the United Nations, the Red Cross, UEFA, FIFA, the Olympic Committee, the United Nations Red Cross, Red Crescent Society, the CIA, every single NGO you can imagine, every single integral part of world government is located in Switzerland, and that's basically because nothing happens there. It's the only peaceful place really in the world, and so this is, without Switzerland, this entire establishment cannot exist, because that is their safe haven. And so this is why they will predictably offer blood sacrifices to this god of Switzerland, which is, the official name is Confederation Helvetica, CH in Latin. So obviously, if this comes to fruition in reality, I would kindly ask you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets.